From the heart of Kansas City, we bring you Buck and Bob take on Chiefs Kingdom and Brandon. We aren't fancy analysts. We're just fans making a show for fans by fans, but we have just as many bad takes as the good analysts. So I'm Bob.
I'm Buck.
And welcome to the show, Brandon. How you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing great. Nobody ever asked me that. It's about like, I've had many guests over my different podcasts. It's usually about 15% of the guests will actually ask me that back. And it always kind of throws me off. I'm like, I'm good.
Back at you.
All right, guys. Well, we're coming here a little late. I had to go to my father-in-law's birthday party. And so there were margaritas. So we'll just see how this episode goes. I'm hoping it goes good. But we're gonna start off. We have a couple things to talk about as far as fundraisers and stuff coming up. Then we're gonna talk about the rule changes that passed, some of them that didn't pass, and then we're just gonna kind of go over last year's draft and just kind of see what was a hit and what was a miss in our humble opinions, of course. And then, if we have enough time, we're going to go through the 2023 draft too. So we might not get through all of the picks, but we'll probably get through some of the 2023 ones. But we're just, we're going to cut it off if it goes too long. But that's going to be the show today. Let's start off with, guys, we need help growing. We are actually growing faster. Like it's really cool that you guys are helping us out, but we need comments, man. We need comments on our YouTube videos. So we're going to start doing a comment of the week. So, if you leave a comment on the previous week's episode, your comment might be featured in the next show. So we're going to start doing that, and then we might be doing some giveaways for comments. So if you put a comment in, you'll get a chance to go in for a drawing for a prize. And whenever I give out prizes, I always do it with random.org, and I always do it like straight on stream, so it's all out in the open. So you know who won. So we really need your help. Please give us some comments. That's huge. All right. The other thing, first off here, is the Youth Ambassadors of KC are doing a paint and sip fundraiser. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have ever done this. This is going to be my first one. This is coming up on the 16th. It's at the Casual Animal Brewery downtown, right by the KC Star off of McGee. And have you guys ever done this? Like, it's where somebody like basically walks you through painting an entire picture, and you like usually drink wine, but here it's going to be beer. But have you guys ever done anything like this?
I mean, I've gone to a bar and had a bunch of drinks and like colored on a napkin. I figure it's
not the same thing. No. But this is a professional artist basically telling you, all right, make a circle. And then you're making a circle. And then by the end of it, you're like, oh man, I just made like 3 birds on a branch. This is cool.
I mean, it sounds like a good time.
It is. Mel's done it twice and she's loved it. And I am excited to do it because it's my first time. Brandon, you've never done anything like this?
Never done it before. Is what like the art and alcohol? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, it's basically, and there's like an art, like they'll basically just walk you through it. Like the way Mel described it is he has you draw a circle and then they'll have you draw something on top. And then like by the time it's done, it's crazy because I
add some happy trees.
Well, so a bunch of girls from the neighborhood did it years back, and they all came back with their pictures, and it was uncanny how close they all were. And we stuck it on the wall, like it looked that good. So it's definitely worth it. If you guys want, the link is in the link to buy tickets because it is limited. The link to buy tickets will be in the show notes of the show. Actually, they're right right now. If you're watching live, you can just look. The link's there. Also, I forget what these things are called. You could use your camera to scan this little dealy down here
QR
at the bottom
code.
right. Yep, QR code. That'll get you there to buy it. And if you come, definitely say hi to me and Mel, because we are going to be there. So, all right, guys, we got that out of the way. Wanted to do a quick thank you to Tamba Hali, Desmond Moses, and Sean Barber for giving us some of their time last week and letting us interview them. Buck, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, we asked for 5 minutes, you know. I mean, and it felt like that
I
was
did
asking
say
for the
5
world.
to 10.
5 to 10.
5 to 10.
But they happily were willing to give us all the time in the world. I mean, they were so gracious and so fun to talk to. I don't know if you could tell, my face was beet red. I was in heaven talking to Tamba. Yeah, I mean, they were amazing. Thank you so much for Youth Ambassadors for putting that together. Casual Animal for hosting the event. I mean, it was amazing all the way around.
Yeah. I couldn't believe how personable and how they just made us feel comfortable, and they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to talk to us. We're a small upcoming podcast. I mean, they didn't have to do it at all, and they were more than willing and excited to do so, and made us feel really good. So thank you so much for that.
And I don't know if you guys all caught this, but Tamba Ali definitely said that we are friends, and I'm taking that to the grave.
Well, he said we're becoming friends. I don't know if he's actually a friend yet, but he sure feels like one. He sure feels like one. Yeah, it's just, oh man, it's just so cool. Like they say, don't meet your heroes, but gosh, man, we're lucky. I couldn't, like, Tamba for me is a top 5 of my favorite Chiefs of all times, and it goes past his playing, and all of that. Like it's very it's so much of like what he did off the field, his story, the fact that he incorporates jiu-jitsu in his style, like. It was really neat. It was really neat, and I can't wait. Hopefully, I think we're gonna have Tamba on an episode soon. I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later. But yeah,
I'm really looking forward to that episode.
It was crazy. So we lost Brandon. His audio went out. He said he was gonna jump out and jump back in. I think
He'll probably jump in a minute or two.
Yeah, I was hoping to have him in here for this talk about this though, because I was about to bring up. The Chiefs are vying for the Christmas game every year.
Yeah, it's a big deal. They kind of want the same kind of deal that the Lions and the Cowboys have with the Thanksgiving Day games. Everybody knows, everybody looks forward to watching those two teams. So it's kind of like the third big tradition. The traditional Christmas game. Yeah. As a family member, as a guy that loves to watch some football on Christmas, I absolutely love this. As a guy that's now doing a podcast that has to, pay a lot more attention and watch the game very intently, it's not going to be the greatest thing in the world, but as for Chiefs fans and for Chiefs Kingdom, I think that this is a good thing. I really do.
I have to disagree with you. Here, Brandon, we'll catch you up real quick.
Okay, I'm really sorry about that.
You're fine. You're fine. We didn't miss a beat. We just knew you'd be back. But just to catch you up on what we're talking about, I don't know why your camera's not catching up or up. I think somebody's watching Netflix on your.
It's getting better.
Well, we've been having issues Kendra's been trying to work all day, and she's been having issues too with our internet today. So
that's a bummer.
I apologize.
All right, well, no, it's no problem.
It's one of the not benefits, but living in one of the downfalls of living in a newer subdivision. They're working on it constantly.
Yep, and they're constantly probably cutting the underground cables too.
They were actually in our back. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. They were in our backyard.
You're fine. You're fine.
Anyway.
All right. Well, so we're talking about the Chiefs trying to get the Christmas game for Chiefs every year. And what this would mean is it'd be a home game for the Chiefs every year. You know, it's the same deal that the Lions and Cowboys have on Thanksgiving. Buck just went and talked about how he thinks it's a great thing. He's not really excited about it as a podcaster that covers the Chiefs, but he's excited about it as far as, you know, everything else
for the Chiefs. Yeah. In general.
So and now I'm coming with my retort, and I think this is absolutely horrible idea. Absolutely not. I do not want this, not even a little bit. Okay, so first it would say we get a home game, but the reason that the Lions and the Cowboys have been fined for me over basically most of my life watching the Thanksgiving games is because there have been crappy teams. Like, I can watch some crappy football on Thanksgiving and not have to worry about catching the game, it's not a must see. It's like, we'll watch some crappy football. What's the crappy Lions or the crappy, Cowboys play? And that's great, right? Like, that's great for Thanksgiving. Do I want my Christmas to be dominated by the Chiefs playing every year? No. Not even a little bit. And I think it will actually influence people coming to our team too. I really think they might be, well, do I want to sign up for Christmas if I'm going to play for the Chiefs?
I think that's going to be such a small thing.
Let me finish.
Right.
I think it's a big thing. If I'm going to play for the Chiefs for the next decade, am I going to miss Christmas with my kids for the next decade? Is that something I really want to do? And also it's Christmas. It's not Thanksgiving. It's not Halloween. It's not any of the throwaway holidays. It's Christmas. And so that's where I'm just like, I do not want this even a little bit. In fact, I just think we should take over the Thanksgiving game. Like, I mean,
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
I just think that as far as players are concerned, I think that's kind of a stretch. I see where you're coming from. As a fan, I don't like it.
It's a stretch at all.
I do. It's one game. I think it's way more important for a player to make money over the course of a season, and probably for most of the players or a good majority of the players, it's more important to be on a winning team. I think one game of the schedule being on Christmas, it kind of sucks, but
yeah. Buck. Now think 15 years from now. Patrick Mahomes has been retired for 8 years. How do we talk people into coming? Like, we're a coming back up franchise. You see what I'm saying?
Be like, you got that weekend off after Christmas. That's what you do. Like, you're like, you guys got me flipping and flop. At first, I was against it, and then the home game thing actually put me back.
That is the one bright spot, right?
Because you've got the tailgating, those traditions would always live like they always do. But then you brought up the whole I don't know, I forgot, but I was back on your side after
the players.
But now
at
this point, because you get the Christmas break is going to be longer. You don't get to celebrate on the day. So, but you get a weekend, and then having the home game, that's going to be tons of money. That's going to be a big game for the Chiefs and the greed of the NFL. But I'm not even for the game.
On Netflix too. But HD Chiefs fan in chat, says, makes me wonder if the players were allowed a voice on the Christmas game becoming a tradition. And I think absolutely not. I think they found out the same time we found out.
We did, yeah.
Well, they probably took a vote and then just didn't acknowledge it.
I don't think they even took a vote.
Well, it's not even a thing yet. It's only the Chiefs are trying to get there. So this isn't like something that's signed in stone.
But it could be because
Sure. If they get their way.
Well, Netflix is involved in it. Pat Mahomes is probably going to play for another decade. Like, this is something that, you know, that we can easily get because of the clout we have at the moment. But yeah,
I don't think any other teams are really trying to get it though.
Oh, I don't know if they are or not. Yeah, I have no clue. But I did listen to Jason Dunn's podcast, Chief Concerns, and he did, he said it both ways. He said, you know, as a player, during the season, you kind of throw the holidays out like they're not yours. But he goes, on the other hand, you would have to think about every Christmas is going to be a game. And some years it'll be good. Some years it'll be bad. Like this year, great. It's a Thursday night. It's a normal game, but like it could fall into times where it's not good. And just think about your kids' faces on Christmas morning. I mean, no matter how much money you make, at the end of the day, I do agree that's more important.
I agree with that.
Well, yeah, but
maybe make it
kids
later.
Are waking up. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be a noon game, I don't think. Even if it is a noon game. Well, most kids want to get up and open their presents at 6 a.m, not noon. So for me and my family, we like to make a day of it. We open the gifts in the morning, then we do lunch, and then if there's football on, we watch football.
But if you're a player, regardless of when the game's going to be played, whether it's night or day, you're still staying at the team hotel the night before the game. It's required. It's in your contract.
Even
so you're. Yeah.
I didn't.
So, yeah. So, it's. I think it does. I think there are people that don't have to do it. I think it kind of depends on how much you've gotten the trust of your organization and stuff, but it's written into a lot of players' contracts. You have to be at the hotel that the night before and not leave, so yeah, it'd be a cool thing because we'd own it. That would be cool. But at the same time, I don't know that it's a good thing in the long run. I mean, give me any other holiday and I'd say, hell yeah, let's go for this. But Christmas, that's a tough one for me to stomach.
Well, there's only one other holiday in the season, really. It would be Halloween, and they're not going to do a Halloween game.
Why not?
I don't know. They never have.
They can all dress up. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. I mean, they already kind of do. Like the week of Halloween, you see all the guys walking in their costumes and stuff. So I don't know. I'd be down for a Halloween game.
It is a.
I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. When I first heard it, I was like, hell yeah. Because you remember me talking all the smack about why the Lions and the Cowboys get to have the Thanksgiving game. I was real butthurt about that in our episode. But really, once I started thinking about it, I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know if this is a good idea. All right, well, guys, we need comments. So you tell us what you think in the chat. We would love to hear. We'd love to hear what you guys think is a possibility. What you guys think are the problems possibly with it. But it would be cool, and it would oftentimes make the Christmas game possibly a snow game, which is cool. So
that is fun. Yep.
But Buffalo could work just as hard to get that game too, and probably get it also. So,
although we haven't had snow on Christmas Day in quite a while.
We had a white Christmas. What? Not last year, but the year before, right?
Did we?
I don't know. Leave it in the comments if we did, guys. Comments. Let us know if we had a white Christmas. I'm trying so hard. All right. Well, let's move on to the rule changes. So, let's start with the ones that didn't make it. Okay, so rules that didn't pass or were tabled. Defensive holding penalty adjustment. Now, the Detroit Lions proposed eliminating the automatic first down for defensive holding and legal contact, keeping it a 5-yard penalty. Now, this is what Chad Ochocinco was all about, but let me just preface this for anybody listening at home. This would mean that on a 4th and 20 or a 3rd and 20, you'd be able to defensive hold 3 times. No, 1, 2, 3. You'd be able to hold 3 times, and then by that time, after 3 penalties called, which would be annoying, you would be now 3rd and 5 or 4th and 5. This is a no-brainer to me, because it's no, because then the smart play would be to hold and just hope the ref doesn't see it for at least 1 or 2 penalties, which sounds crazy. And I don't ever like it when a penalty gives you a bonus. So I was happy this didn't pass. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I can't agree more. I mean, if they change that rule, there will be an outrage, and they'll change it back next year.
Well, it's very exploitable. So you could just have someone foul out and then have another person, just like basketball, and have another person come in and hold, and then just keep going through it.
Yeah, there'd have to be something to where the person gets ejected after 2 defensive holding plays or something like that. I do agree, though. It does suck when you get a first down on something that long, right? It does suck, but the alternative, I think, is much worse.
I think another thing to note here is that rule adjustment was promoted and proposed by the Detroit Lions, who were number 1 in defensive holding.
So,
and everybody knew it, so it was.
Can't blame it for trying.
I don't think there was a lot of
close
debating.
to passing.
Yeah, I don't think there was a lot of. I think it was the Lions anybody, no, seriously.
I mean, if Josh Allen asked for it, that would have been a different thing. They change rules for that guy all the time. And I'm not joking. They really do, guys. Just look at it. Everybody loves to give Mahomes shit, but Josh Allen, he's the actual golden boy of the NFL owners, voting. Okay, so the other one, the onside kick alternative, a proposed 4th and 15 play from the kicking team's 35-yard line didn't pass. And this one was actually tabled until May. So
there's still hope.
They're trying to change the onside kick, is almost impossible. So they're trying to say, if you want to do something else to try and get the ball back, and it would be the same rules for onside kicks right now, 4th quarter, and you are down, which is funny to me that these rules are in the NFL right now, because I made these rules up in our freaking Madden League 20 years ago, and I made the rule that you couldn't onside kick or go for 4th downs unless you were in the 4th quarter. No, in the 4th quarter and down by 2 scores. It's hilarious that they're actually doing this. But
it's now everybody that the coaches are all our age and played Madden, so now they're trying those Madden techniques.
Oh man. So they're trying to find a way to make it to where onside kicks could be a little bit more exciting and actually something that could happen, because you almost never get an onside kick now. It's almost impossible. So this would be a 4th and 15 play where you could do that instead of an onside kick, and then you do it at the same spot, and then if you didn't get it, then they would have the ball, basically the same spot they would have got the onside kick if you had tried that. But it's a play where you could do a 4th and 15 play that you've at least practiced. Well, it's just you've at least practiced this a lot. You have 4th and 15 plays in your book. It would be something where it could actually, make. It would actually make it to where you could, get it, and it would be exciting. But it is like although verbiage isn't here, but it is proposed to where you couldn't do it. Like there's stipulations. It's not like you could just do that because the Chiefs would. The Chiefs of not last year, but years before would do it all the time because 4th and 15 is nothing for Mahomes, right? But it's kind of a neat proposal. I think they're going to change the verbiage, and it's tabled until May. Anybody who doesn't know, all of these rules could potentially be changed come May. So there's another owner meeting in May. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys like? Do you have any thoughts on this?
If it's 4th and 20, does it just stay that, or do you get to go to the 4th and 15?
Okay. So it's proposed that you would do a 4th and 15 play instead of an onside kick.
Right, sorry.
Yeah. So then you would have the ball. Yeah.
I absolutely love that rule. I did not understand that when I read it the first time, so I'm really understanding it for the first time. I absolutely love it as a fan. It would make the game more exciting, but I can absolutely see. I don't think this is going to get passed. I mean, you're taking the kicker off the field and putting potentially the best player on your team should be your quarterback, right? And you're putting him on the field. Yeah, well, you're still putting somebody on the field that is on the field for 20 to 30 minutes every game as opposed to 2 to 3 minutes every game. I don't think it'll get passed, but I'd love to see it or something like that.
Similar. I'm worried about it, but I am intrigued about it. I think it maybe should be more like a 4th and 20. But
you don't want to put it too far out of reach.
Yeah, you don't want to put it too far out of reach to where people don't do it. But it is something intriguing. It would have to be a one-time per game type of deal, and only allowed in the 4th quarter when you're down. And I'd almost say down two scores, like down 9 points or more, because it would really be a bummer to negate what the defense had done for you throughout the game. So if you were just down 1 score, I just feel like this is not fair, especially for high-powered offensive teams. I'm intrigued by it.
Teams would be built.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by it and excited to see what they come up with. What's something they come up with. Hope.
I like that they're thinking outside the box, at least. If this is not the rule that ends up being the end rule, the onside kick sucks. It's boring. It's a waste of time. It's a great bathroom break opportunity. But they got to do something else because, just take it out of the game altogether.
Yep. I mean, the fake onside kick at the beginning of the half, like that is actually exciting. It just was complete bullshit most of the time. So that's why I didn't like that. But yeah, so HT Chiefs fans says in the chat, the only rule changes that definitely pass are the ones that help Josh Allen, and that's what I basically just said. Like the Josh Allen rules just about 5 minutes ago. He's the gold boy.
I've got a good idea for a rule change. Let's just put it back the way it used to be. Any team can do an onside kick whenever they want. They don't have to declare it. Let's make it fun again. That was part of the fun of it. I think that they made it worse by making them declare it, and it's only within a certain time. It sucks. It not only sucks, it's a little bit confusing. Just let them do it whenever. Let the kicker be part of the game a little bit more.
I don't agree with you, but I love that thought. HG Chiefs fan says, can we just admit that the NFL is just using the EUFL as a rules change experiment?
I don't disagree with that.
Mel? Can't prove them wrong.
Mel? Yeah. All right, well, now for the fun one. The Tush Push band proposed by the Green Bay Packers, all of you jerks over there in Eagles territory saying that we were the ones that proposed that. No. But the Tush Push band has been tabled. They they were only going to have 16 of the 24 owner votes that they would need to pass it. So they ended up tabling it, and now it's moving to May, which makes me think it is going to, like, a lot of people are like, oh, the Tush Push made it. I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to be banned. They're just changing verbiage. And from what I understand, Roger Goodell really wants it banned. And yeah, but like, they just need to not use BS. Like the whole storyline of them saying it's for player safety. No, it's not. There's no data to support that. What they should just say is it's a lame play, just like the quarterback sneak. It's a lame, goofy, dorky, not fun play that nobody likes. And like, I'm not afraid to say it, but a bunch of people are. So that's how I feel. How do you guys feel?
I mean, I think it's as lame as the onside kick thing. It's yeah. I mean, the Tush Push sucks, but you know how I feel about it. I mean, every team has that opportunity, and every team also has the opportunity to get their quarterback injured or somebody else injured. So it is what it is. I don't disagree. The play sucks. I mean, it's boring. I mean, if they do away with it, great. But
what's really keeping anyone else? The other team doing it, like, that seems
they
weird.
Don't have that
like, no one else can. There's only two people. Well, I think it's Philadelphia does not respect their quarterback. Like, that's, or really the whole league doesn't. Like,
there's a whole lot of, like, that was what Pat McAfee pointed out. He's like, there's a lot of quarterbacks that be like, F you, I'm not doing that. But and it cracks me up because one of the arguments that I hear from people is, well, a bunch of other people tried, couldn't do it, and I propose to you, leave it in the comments. Propose to you, show me one other team, one, not two, one. Show me one other team, one play where any other team ran the actual Eagles Tush Push. You will not be able to show me. Everybody points out Josh Allen and the Bills at the during the playoffs. No, Josh Allen had a little scat running back pushing his ass. Jalen Hurts has three, a running back and lineman, two other linemen pushing his ass during it. No one has tried the actual Eagles Tush Push. They're doing their variation of the quarterback sneak. And so, no other team has done it. So, no, I hate that argument because it upsets me. It's just like, no, you have to look at the play. And if three people are pushing Jalen's ass, that's very different from one little scat back pushing Josh's ass. It's a completely different play. So that's where I'm at. I'm a little heated about it. I mean, Brandon knows that I've wanted the quarterback sneak taken out for 20 plus years, and I've been bitching about it forever. So I'm just gonna walk away for a second and just let you guys talk.
I like the quarterback sneak, but I see. I mean, completely. I mean, we're on the same page as far as the Tush Push. I'm not nearly as passionate about it as you are, but we're definitely on the same page. But don't take away the quarterback sneak. That's part of football. It comes, it comes from the college game, and a lot of the quarterbacks used it in their.
I think the Tush Push is more respectable than the quarterback sneak. Sorry.
Oh, come on, man.
Dude, the quarterback sneak is the most lame, pansy play in the history of football.
Wow.
Like, at least the Eagles, like, take some pain to get the Tush Push going. Like, the quarterback sneak is just a lame, stupid. I'm gone.
Well, I just think if you're trying to ban a play because it works like that, you just got to question it. Like, why are you really trying to ban it? But I mean, I still don't understand why other teams won't do it. I mean, when you have
I'll tell you
$30 million quarterback, I get it, but
right. And that's the thing is I don't think any of the quarterbacks want to do it because Jalen Hurts is putting himself out there to get hurt. I mean, he's right in the middle of 22 guys. Yeah. And the play's designed to have at least three of them pushing him really hard from the back. So, there's a lot. I mean, look, if I'm running an NFL team, I'm not running that play either. But I wouldn't have done those plays the Bills when they were running their quarterback sneak that everybody thinks was their version of the tush push. It's completely different. It's absolutely. I mean, if you watch those two plays side by side, watch the Eagles run their tush push and watch the Bills, it is. I mean, you're absolutely on the spot, on the button, right in the middle of the bullseye, Bob, on that one. It is a different play. But people see it as the same because it looks the same. It looks the same to somebody who's not really paying attention to the differences. Ja feel?
Yeah, it's kind of the same as like when you know, a cornerback and a safety look the same, but they're very different.
Yes. Yeah.
What was this one? What was this one from Brian Parrott? Are there any other NFL teams that would take 2 Super Bowl curb stomps and not fire the O-line coach or anybody? That's a little rough. Okay, you have to. Like, he's talking about us. Yeah, he's like literally talking about us. You have to think back when we went up against Tom Brady and Tampa Bay. That was injuries, man. There was nothing the O-line coach could have done. Like, that was just our offensive line just got injured. You know, and then the offensive line coach can only deal with what he's gotten. I mean, you really have to put us not having the left tackle last year on Brett Veach. Like, Brett Veach has done a lot for us, but he failed and shit the bed on that piece. That's just a fact. You know, nobody's perfect. Like, everybody, you know, has strengths and weaknesses, and he really fucked up there. It's just the whole point.
That has been a glaring weakness on this Chiefs team since Fisher, and he wasn't even an elite left tackle. But this, and think about it. I mean, the Chiefs are 3-time Super Bowl champions over the last 6 years. Who wants to give the Chiefs a left tackle? Nobody. I can't believe the 49ers gave us the opportunity to pick up. His name's escaping me now, but that guy.
Well, and okay, so and you have to think. So, what did we give up for Orlando Brown Jr. when we brought him in?
Oh, I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure Brett gave up, you know, like a lot. If anybody in the chat knows, I'm pretty sure he gave up a lot, right? And then Orlando Brown Jr. turned around and just didn't want to be with us and just left.
No, he wanted to be the highest paid, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, and then so we just like Brett Veach got screwed there, and so he's kind of snake bit on the left tackle spot, right?
The problem with him is like he was good, not great,
right,
and he wanted great money.
Well, and that's the problem across the whole league, guys. When your wide receivers get paid, they shouldn't be getting paid more. Like, the top 10 shouldn't be getting paid more than anybody else. They shouldn't. Like, we hear about the market being reset constantly. Stop doing that. Like NFL, like, whoever's making the choice in your franchise, stop overpaying because it's screwing the entire league.
Yeah, the problem, though, is, and this dates back to our Madden League, it only takes one guy to make everything go wrong, and then this is what happens. It only takes one owner. It's not like we're talking about 25 owners are setting the market this way. It takes one guy.
You have the idiot on the Browns that basically just broke the defensive end market, paying what's his name? Like, it's so stupid. Like, he just like increased him. He increased like the top one by $5 million. Why are you doing that on your team that's not going to even come close to winning? You're just screwing the rest of the league, and it really pisses me off, man.
Well, he's not thinking about screwing the rest of the league. He's thinking about trying to improve his team.
Jersey sales. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Yep. That's exactly it, Brandon. Yahtzee. Brandon hit it. That's the problem. That's the problem. He's going to make much more on those jersey sales and all of that. And that's the bullshit part of it. Like, stop overpaying these guys. There was no reason Dak Prescott should have ever reset the quarterback market. He should have been paid like top 8 money. That's what he deserved at that time when he signed that contract. It shouldn't have been the top paid quarterback. And that goes for most of the quarterbacks that fucking sign. That's just the truth. I probably should have drank tonight because now I'm just being way over truthful. But you know, maybe that's what we need. Like, this type of shit is just silly.
So what do you do to combat that? I mean, you're talking. I mean, you literally said, don't do that. Okay, so the guy's going to do it. Is there a rule change that we can put in place? Is there something that we can do to keep the market at a
You're
normal...
saying, is there something we could do to make stupid owners and GMs not overspend?
Like a real thing, though.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, now with
Like,
the
we
NIL,
just have to have common sense.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen. I mean, just because you have money doesn't mean that you're smart. Just because you have money doesn't mean you have common sense.
Yeah, well, they're smart with money, just not smart with football, right?
But with the NIL, these people are coming into the league as millionaires, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least like they're, I mean, some of them can make more money in college. Like, slight little topic. She is a Chiefs fan, but like Clayton Clark, like, why the hell is she even in the WNBA? She doesn't make any money. Like,
oh yeah.
Like their contract's $75,000 and she signed like a multi-million-dollar contract with Nike. It's like, anyway, sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of a good thing that they can come in and be financially, because that was a big thing. A lot of people were scared, and would play scared till they got their contract, and it was just like anxiety for these players. At least coming in, they know they're okay. They can maybe like really, change the game, get a big contract. But the quarterbacks and the wide receivers, since we traded Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins, the wide receiver market has been stupid. Like, there's no reason to sign a wide receiver out of their rookie contract, no matter how good they are. They just can't do enough on the field to make it worth. You would rather do what the Eagles are smartly doing and just line on both sides, defensive line and offensive line, So, yeah, I don't know. Well, the Tush Push is tabled. I believe it is going to get banned, but they're just trying to work with the verbiage. I still think you can make the Tush Push and the quarterback sneak go away super easy by just saying the quarterback, when taking a snap from under center, so this is not shotgun, but the quarterback, when taking a snap from under center, has to walk back at least 1 yard before moving forward. Boom. Tush Push is done. Quarterback sneak is done. And now we have real football plays for 4th and 1.
Let's get technical for a second. So if you're talking about a quarterback, just for a second, follow me here. When a quarterback is running the ball and decides at the last second to throw it as he's crossing the line of scrimmage, we all know that only one toe has to still be behind the line of scrimmage for that to be. All right, so now when you're talking about you have to take at least one step back, does your entire body have to move 1 yard back, or is it just your foot touching 1 yard back is okay?
Your entire body. Like, so your upper body would have to go one foot back.
Man, I could see some crazy conspiracy theories too when somebody gets called because they didn't, they only went 0.8 yards back. That's going to be tough.
Yep. Maybe it is. Maybe it's, yeah. Leave it in the comments. Tell us why I'm an idiot. I'd love to hear it. And put it in the comments. Comments below. So Brian Parrott, who I feel like is Ben, but I think he just doesn't want me to say Ben. I don't know, but Brian Parrott says because he's a very smart guy, and I feel like this is Ben. But the NIL money is killing the talent pool in rounds 5 through 7 of the draft until further notice, and I can't agree with that more. That's so true, but I'm okay with it because those are the type of people that never made money in the NFL, and I'm okay with that, man. I really am.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it might not be the best thing for the NFL as far as those draft guys, but it's people making money, people being able to support themselves. Yeah, I can't hate on that.
Yep, same.
The NFL will find the way around.
Better than NCAA getting it. So
Hmm.
off the
So,
blood
all
of
right.
student
So,
athletes.
HD Chiefs fan is combating me already. I love it. I don't like the QB having to step back. I prefer that the pushers have to line up 2 yards behind the QB. And I can see that. I think what the actual change that will go in May will be that you just can't push a player is basically what it's going to come down to. And I'm fine with that. I still think the QB sneak is lame, but like bada boom, bada bing, Jalen Allen and Josh Hurst still become the best QB sneak guys because, powerful like Jalen Hurts because of his legs, Josh Allen because he's Superman. Like they still become awesome at that.
At least at that point, it's becoming about that man and his abilities,
Mhm.
not about the benching potential of the entire line.
Yep, and it's the biggest problem is the defensive players are not allowed to do that. They're not allowed to push. Like if we could push Chris Jones in there and he just takes everybody, like we could probably stop it, but that's just it's just not good football. It's rugby. If you like rugby, watch rugby. You know what I mean? So
Is rugby
yeah,
still a thing?
yes, in a lot of parts of the world it is. All right. Well, let's talk about the rules that did pass.
Okay.
So, kickoff rule permanent with adjustment. All right. So, in 2024, dynamic kickoff rule. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So, basically, last year, when you did a touchback, it went to the 30-yard line. Now they've switched it to where it's going to go to the 35. What I love about this is when we first started this podcast, go back to the first couple episodes, guys, and listen to me and Buck say that everybody's going to kick it out if it's at the 30. Everybody's going to still take the touchback, and we actually said it should come to the 40. The 35 is a compromise, and a lot of people are saying we're going to see a lot more returns because of this. I love this change, but I honestly kind of really wanted it to go to the 40. I mean, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, the change that I think that they made that actually is a good thing here is that the players can't move until the ball is either caught or touches the ground. I think that was the big part that caused the most injuries is because you've got guys that are still looking up in the air and they're running at full speed and they're hitting each other. That's totally dangerous. They've taken that out of it, so now they can tweak the rule. I love the 35. I wish it was 40. I'll take the 35. Still think it's going to change to 40 in the next couple of years, but yeah, I mean, this is definitely a positive.
I mean, I was talking to Desmond Moses in our interview last week, and I would just point it out to him. I was like, what if Dante Hall lived in this last 5 years, and that's what his career was? We wouldn't even know the name Human Joystick, the X Factor. We this would be nothing. And like that's the sad part about a lot of people becoming stars. Like this we want, if the kickoff isn't exciting, then just take it out and just have the team after you score start at the 20. If we're gonna have this, let's have it. There were way less injuries on kickoffs that actually happened. I think this is great. I would love to see it, get better. And I still want to see people that can kick and defend, like, Justin Reed. I want to see those players actually get the big ups that they could deserve in a league like this, like where we have those types of kickoffs. It would be neat.
Yeah. Brandon, did you
He did not chime in.
Yeah. What do you think about that kickoff rule?
I mean, like, what's the point? Like, is what I'm getting at, like, or what I think is just I mean, we're just lining up to kick and it goes out and then we're just putting the ball. Like what I think you just started at the 20. Like just get rid of the kickoff. I mean, that's a
Oh,
little
so
extreme.
but do you like the change from last year where if you kick it out of the end zone, last year it went to the 30. The new rule changes now, it goes to the 35. A lot of analysts are predicting that it's going to make it so we get like basically 50% more kickoff returns this year. Like, do you think that's good, or would you rather just it be gone?
Well, now that I understand it a little better, like I think it, like, yeah, bring it back and have those opportunities for returns, make it excitement. Other than that, with the kicking out of the end zone, it's just get rid of it. Like, why are we?
Yeah. Like, why even have the kicker kick? Why even? Yeah, that's how I feel. But if we could actually make it exciting again, and kickoffs were, basically kickoffs have just kind of turned into, with this rule change, they're basically turning them into punt returns, very similar to that. And as long as people aren't getting hurt, it's one of the most exciting parts of the game. Like when you have a kickoff return, I mean, just think about the Dante Hall years. And like we need to keep special teams a part of the game,
What's changed though? Is it like the players are just stronger? The ball is the material, but like why are all of a sudden everyone can kick it out of the end zone? That's like was the whole problem at the beginning. Just people are getting physically stronger. Like what is?
Well, they did make the rule change to where you kicked off. Like they moved it years back, and then everybody just found out that you could just kick it out.
Though. There was definitely a progression. I see what you definitely have a point there, Brandon. To me, just think what your typical kicker looks like today. Harrison Butker, just look at his silhouette. Very athletic, tall, thin, works out a lot. And then look at like Nick Lowry. He looked like the guy that lives next door. Like these weren't athletes. They were guys that probably played soccer when they were younger.
Yeah. I think a lot of soccer players, yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're like trained from the get-go, from birth.
Yeah, and it's evolution.
Yeah.
So what about lengthening the field?
We'll go Canadian ball, eh?
Let's just make every field Canadian ball, eh? Can have it's like baseball. Every field can be a different size.
There you go.
For all you Canadian guys, I love Canadians. Don't think I'm making fun of you. I'm what's it called? The best form of flattery is.
Yeah, I know the saying, but I can't think of the word.
I can't think of it either. Imitation is the best form of flattery. All right. So then the overtime, the Josh Allen rule. Josh Allen, after they lost to us in the playoffs, they were able to get the overtime rule changed to where both people were able to get the ball afterwards, even though we went down and scored a touchdown, but the Bills weren't happy with that, so that got changed, and it was only in the playoffs, and it's the Bills proposed it, and it got. I could show you data like Josh Allen.
Yeah, but okay, no. So
hold on. Let me finish telling everybody what it is. So this is a change that did go through, but only for playoff games, where both teams would have a chance. Now, both teams will now get the. Now, this is in every regular season. Both teams will get a possession in a regular season overtime, but the period is now changed from 15 minutes to 10. So I don't know. I should have looked this up. I don't know if it's still 15 minutes in playoffs, but at least for regular games, it is 10-minute overtimes, and it's no more sudden death. Like you're basically playing that whole 10 minutes out, and then whoever wins, which I think is actually great because I think sudden death has always kind of sucked. Like it's just not football. And I think, if you do go there and score and you do it quick because you have a high powered offense like we had when we did beat, Josh Allen, who's to know our D could have held up for the next 7 minutes. So I like this change for everybody across the board who has both offense and defense in it. That's how I feel. But you guys go ahead. Buck, you wanted to combat me on something. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's a little unfair to say that this is a Josh Allen rule. Yeah, so the Bills proposed it. I would bet money that there was at least 27 to 28 other teams that were right in line to propose it also. I think it's something most fans have wanted for
I will tell you
years.
for sure, Buck, that it was at least 24 teams because it passed.
Okay, so here's my thing. If you want to keep the sudden death, and I don't think many people do, but if you want to keep the sudden death, then it can't be a coin flip. I absolutely hate that it's just some random thing and this team got lucky, so their high-powered offense gets to win the game. That's absolute crap. So if you want sudden death and you want to propose some way to make it fair so that one team has deserved or earned the right to go first in overtime, I'll hear it. But otherwise, this is the best rule change that I think maybe ever seen in the NFL.
Yeah, I think just the fact that it's still football. It's like the coin toss. Yeah, like you might get the ball first, but it's still football. A high-powered offense is going to score fast, or they can be smart and go slow and run down the clock. Like, it's going to put a whole new strategy to overtime that I love. And I love strategy. And so I love this. Brandon?
Tell us why we're wrong.
I think we're all on the same page here. It's a good one. Like, those gut punches are like those sudden death are just a gut punch. And then I don't believe it feels good when you win those games, but the lows are so low. They don't make
the lows for the other team,
So
and
I'm
the
all
Chiefs,
for it.
the Chiefs have absolutely been the beneficiary of a lot more wins than losses in the Mahomes era. And I've said it after every single game, man. That's a bullshit rule. Every team should have a chance.
Yep. All right, so the replay assist expansion. Officials can now use replay to correct objective errors, clock issues, face mask calls, horse collar tackles without a coach's challenge, limiting to fixing clear mistakes. Now, this only applies if they called a penalty. This does not apply in any time if the penalty wasn't called. Yeah. Right.
So they can't throw a flag.
But this is good because sometimes roughing the passer is wrong. And we've been the beneficiary of it. We've been the ones screwed from it. I could think back to Chris Jones and but like it's good to get that look afterwards. And also New York could come in and they could basically they could overpower the official on the field and say, no, that was not a penalty. We're calling it back. Call it back. So I think this is a good change too.
Yeah. If you're not going to have refs as full-time employees, then yeah, I still think that's the answer to the officiating is making them full-time employees. And right now in the off season, studying, instead of, I don't know what they do in the off season.
But, I mean, lots of them are lawyers. They do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's different officiating crews. Basically what Kelsey will tell you on his podcast, he'll tell you your best bet is just to look at the officiating crew's tendencies and then try to because different officiating crews look for different things.
Right.
And if you look at their tendencies, you'll be able to tell, okay, we cannot get away with this type of holding where we can for this other crew. And that kind of sucks, but that's where we're at right now.
And I think with that, the extra supervision or checks and balances with New York can chime in. I think that is probably going to lead to better games, but as long as they don't get too long and But it's pretty instant, so they make their call, I guess.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the replay assist, the replays are getting better and quicker too. It shouldn't slow it down too much, I don't think.
so moving on to the last rule change. This is another Josh Allen rule change. Buck's gonna get mad at this, but it's the truth.
Just because the Bills did it doesn't mean it's a Josh Allen. But okay, whatever.
So the first down measurement tech, it's really not. It's just the memes are great because it's just like Josh Allen, something bad happens to him, and a rule just changes the next year for him. But like, so this was actually tested all last year. I've been listening to a lot of other people. Other content creators. I actually know that this was tested all last year in all of the games. It's the Sony Hawkeye camera technology. It was tested in every game last year, and just they didn't talk about it much. But this is going to be the new way you measure first downs. Like, there's going to be no more chain gang walking out on the field being like, it's this close. And for the audio listeners, I'm holding up my hands and making a 3-inch,
It's more like 6
measurement.
to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's we've been lying for years. I swear, it's 6 inches. I swear.
Well, it's good that they have measurement tools now.
This is gonna speed up the game because now we don't got to wait for the 65-year-old geriatrics to run out on the field and then get back off the field and then hope they're okay after they've done so.
And then, so I made the joke about the Josh Allen rule, right? But okay, so from everything I've looked into on this is a camera. This isn't a GPS sensor put into the ball. This is a camera. So the whole meme is Josh Allen, their quarterback sneak that didn't get, is inconclusive because you couldn't see it. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't see how a camera is going to be able to see the ball either. I mean, unless...
Well, on that play, he had the ball...
I don't understand how this is going to help that type of situation.
On that play, the ball was up in the... I mean, it wasn't tucked in. Well, no, I guess it was at the very end.
This is going to be great the majority of the time because we're not going to have to deal with the chain game because the majority of the time, the ball, you could see it on camera. But I don't think it's going to help for like QB sneaks or tush push situations. So that's where I'm at with this.
Another note,
and
though,
I'm
to that
giving
rule.
Josh Allen the pass because I don't think this would have helped the Bills. Like the Bills, they didn't get that call because you couldn't see the ball in any camera angle. So that's why they didn't get the call.
Yeah. Well, they are going to keep the chain gang though, just in case.
Oh, Buck, you're muted.
Oh, awesome.
Oh no! My headphones died. All right, guys, talk. I'll be right back.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Oh, great. Awesome. So the chain gangs will still be there. So those old 65-year-old guys are still going to get paid to sit on the sidelines and watch a football game. That's
the chains are still there to trip you.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. That's pretty much it as far as the rule changes are concerned. I think we're probably going to touch on the tush push rule a few more times because that is something that Bob has been, all season he's been barking up that tree. So he loves that conversation and he's very passionate about it. So, but
I could tell.
Yeah. So we're just kind of wrapping up the rule changes. Do you guys have any other thoughts on rule changes before we move on to draft coverage?
No. I just whatever Buck just said was complete bullshit, and you should leave a comment below about how you just think he's just dumb.
I don't hate Josh Allen. Oh yeah. Side note,
I
by the way,
don't hate Josh Allen either. He's my second favorite quarterback in the league.
Look,
I just point out bullshit.
Side note, you are totally the guy that you hate. The guy that is always talking about how Mahomes gets all the calls. That's who you're being right now,
Bro. It's actually true with Josh Allen, though. That's
what
problem.
everybody says about Mahomes.
Yeah, and they're morons.
Right.
Like, if you actually look at it, though, the golden boy of the NFL is Josh Allen, and I fucking love him. I think I would have loved him as our quarterback too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy we have Mahomes, but I mean, Josh Allen is literally the only second by a long shot for me. So no,
I wonder if the Bills.
You're just doing your Bills bullshit. You grew up there, like shit. Yeah, that's all you're doing.
I wonder if the Bills are like, all right, Josh, we're gonna propose this rule change. What do you think? And he's in there like, no, everybody's gonna blame me, man. No, let's not do this.
See, and I think you're wrong.
No. Yeah, I'm sure he wants the rule changes too.
No, I don't even think that. I think Josh is a competitor and just doesn't give a shit about that. He's like, dude, give me the ball. I'm gonna go play.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. Yeah.
I don't think think he has anything. I don't think he cares.
Every team has the exact same rules to abide by, so it's fair. No matter what the rules are, it's fair for both teams, except for the overtime rule up until this next coming season. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree. His heart's in the right place.
We make fun of the Josh Allen rule change, and everybody does. But I'm the one that said that was a good change that we had in the playoffs, and I think it's a great change now. Also, whether it's a Josh Allen rule or not, jokingly, it's a good change. So, yeah. All right. Sorry, we've gone kind of long. Should we do this in like kind of a rapid fire type of deal?
Yeah, just give it a quick grade. Maybe a quick little synopsis on how we feel each player did, rather than diving deep into a long conversation.
Bill, give me a refill, do you mind? I love you. All right, so yeah, let's just kind of because we're getting close to the draft, and like I've heard so many people say that we've failed in drafts, but I think we've done really good. There are some fails, but I don't know, how should we do this, because we don't have a ton of time. Like I think we could do this to like 25 minutes. The episode would be like an hour and a half. What do you think of like just kind of giving a grade on each player?
We could do that and make it 5 more minutes. I mean, yeah, we can make that, if we give it a grade, it's going to be quick. Little grade and maybe an explanation for the grade. You don't have to. You can just say what you feel, whatever.
All right, well, here, let's start at the Chiefs 2024 draft. Mm-hmm. And round 1, we take Xavier Worthy. We traded up with the Bills to get this. He was and still is the fastest 40 time at the combine at 4.21, even though someone thought they'd beat it, but didn't even come close this year. A lot of people talk shit on this pick. They said that he was going to be
he wasn't big enough.
Well, they said that. They said he was going to be just a rotational piece, piece that is I don't know, I even said it early on. I said, well, he might just be a situational piece that we use. I'm trying to think of the word for it, but been drinking.
Role player?
No, something else. It was a not gadget, but something close to that. But either way, that's what I thought early on. He taught me that no, that wasn't the case. But how did you guys feel about his time over,
Brandon, you can go first, buddy.
Well, overall, I think with the pick, I think the NFL as a whole made a terrible mistake letting him drop to us. It's like exactly what we needed to fill their hole. I mean, I'm all for it as long as he can keep his nose clean, like which we have a problem with, but we know that doesn't get straightened out in the locker room. So yeah, maybe like A. Are we grading it or?
Yeah.
I agree. I would say A minus, and I think it could have been an A plus had we not had the injuries that we had at wide receiver this season. So I think that Xavier Worthy is probably one of Brett Veach's best picks in his tenure here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say A minus as well, and I believe it would have been an A plus had Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown not gotten put out. He would have. Because of those two injuries, we put way more on Worthy than he was ever should have. He rose to the occasion, but we should have never expected him to.
It took him a minute, and I think if he had had the season that we'd all hoped he would have had last year, and then he was put in that situation in 2025, I think we would have seen a whole different outcome. But for him to be a rookie and to find himself after having that position just thrust upon him, I think it was fantastic.
Yeah, I think
it was bucktastic.
I think he could have been amazing because, I mean, you look at Rashee Rice and people forget Rashee Rice was on pace to be the number one wide receiver in the NFL before he went down. People forget that, like the NFL is oftentimes just, what have you done for me lately? And people forget he was on pace. Like, he was the number one fantasy wideout before he got injured. So Worthy would have had a lot less, on his shoulders, but for that young man to really come out and just try. I mean, he failed a lot of times on the sidelines, a lot. Like he was used to college and having 1 foot in, and he always had 1 foot in, but he never had two, and then halfway through the season, he really learned. And yeah, so I definitely give him an A. I think it would have been an A plus, and maybe like an A plus plus.
I love that comment. It's a little side conversation in the chat, but we can't protect these guys' houses on a Sunday, let alone the whole weekend. Wow. There's a lot of truth in that.
Yeah, throwback to the Brazilian gang that has robbed many NFL, NBA, and different people's houses. But it looks like they got caught. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, and the best part is they got caught, and they found video on their phone of them in the houses.
Oh,
when they robbed Kelsey and Mahomes, they had Chiefs jerseys on. And they're in their house and they're taking, oh my gosh. Like,
wow.
you can't even make this shit up. All right, so the first round picks, like, we're gonna have less and less to talk about as they go on. So Now let's talk about round 2. We took Kingsley Suamataia.
My first was like, who?
Outside
because
tackle.
He really wasn't a factor this year.
No, he got benched after
he was a huge
game 2.
Factor, actually, for the first couple of games. This is like a D minus, and the only reason it's not an F for me is because of his potential to move over to guard next season, and potentially in the future that they're still talking about maybe moving him back to tackle.
Yeah,
but
he's a freak if he actually learns the tech.
But that's the key, isn't it? I mean, is he going to be able to learn it?
Seems to be the whole problem. They don't have the up here to stay on the field.
Well, and that's the whole thing. Like when you were talking to Tamba last week, he talked about how Justin Houston was a beast, but then after he was able to help him learn the tech, that's when Justin Houston turned into the monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so. He didn't say that, but he said it was cool teaching him the tech and seeing what he could do with it. But that's what happened, you know?
Yep.
So like Kingsley, I think still has a good opportunity. It wasn't fair to him. He was a right tackle. Even like Jason Kelsey's talked about it multiple times on New Heights. They have these Pro Bowl left tackles, and 3 of them go to the Pro Bowl, and all 3 of them usually are like, well, I can't play right tackle. And they're like, are you kidding? They're like, no, I can't play right tackle. Like, it's a whole different, like your arms do the opposite shit. Like everything's opposite. Like
It's like being a right-handed person and trying to write left-handed.
yeah, it's like think about skateboarding. If you're goofy foot, like, can you just switch to not goofy foot? Like
Regular foot.
no,
I think it's
you
what it's
can't. It doesn't happen. So, you know, like so it was a little fair to King. It was a little unfair to Kingsley to put him at left tackle on a three-peat opportunity team. Hey, it was dumb. Oh, here, hold on. No, we have to. Yep, I'm not putting that comment up because FAU is going to be coming up here. So yeah, Kingsley, I think we definitely could get some work out of him. I honestly think he's going to become the right tackle, not this season, but the next season, because we're gonna finally be done with that horrible contract we have with Juwan Taylor, and I think that way he'll be able to play there, and I think he'll be a stout right tackle. So that's how I feel. But I do give the draft in the second round and then how they used him, I give that definitely a C.
Oh, you give him a C?
Yeah.
Did you give a letter grade for that, Brandon?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'd probably stick like maybe C plus. He does have a lot of upside. He's still young and super strong and all that. So
Yeah, he was thrust into a position that he just was not prepared for, and I guess that's not fair to him. I guess I'll raise my letter grade to a D plus.
Well, thank you. All right, now we didn't have a third round pick, but our first pick in the fourth round was Jared Wiley.
Who?
Jared Wiley, tight end out of TCU. Lots of people were hyping him up. It's the next Kelsey. He got hurt in the preseason.
Yeah. No. Now I remember, because he did have that one reception for 7 yards.
it was an amazing one catch for 7 yards.
The route that he ran was like,
I see a lot of promise there.
I mean, he got injured, and so it is what it is. And he's behind Kelsey. He's still going to be behind Kelsey. I mean, I don't even know how to give this a letter grade, because he just really didn't have an opportunity. So
yeah, I think it's a to be determined for me. I can't give it a letter grade.
I think he has probably the highest upside ever of the trying to get a replacement for Kelsey. So
yeah,
there's that.
all right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What about my man?
We love this guy.
Jaden Hicks in the fourth round, safety from Washington State. I don't think he started any game. He was just a rotational piece, had 23 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 5 pass deflections in his first year as a rookie. I think this is the guy that basically forced Justin Reed out, and for that, I'm giving this draft an A+.
A plus. You know what? I would probably say A, only because I think there was more from him had he had the opportunity to be out on the field more, which again isn't his fault.
3 interceptions, not being out on the field much.
Yeah. So can you imagine what would have happened had he started 8 games?
That's what
games,
I'm saying. That's
right?
why I gave him the A.
Nobody's perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. There's always room for improvement.
I mean, I still give it an A+ as a draft, Brandon. Wait,
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
What'd you give it, Buck?
An A.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm right up there with you. Maybe not quite an A+, but a high A, mid A.
Mid A. A and a half.
I might be a little bit of a fan because I watched him in the preseason and told everybody it was going to be good.
Oh, we were so high on him and Carson Steele, so we're 1 for 2.
All right, so the next 5th round, we took Hunter Norstad, center from Penn State. This last year, he had 31 offensive snaps played, 31 snaps, not,
Right.
snaps. And he had 24 pass block snaps, 7 run block snaps. He had 0 penalties, 0 sacks allowed, and 0 hits allowed, which
There's
is
your A+.
good. But Creed Humphrey,
Yeah.
there's
He's a backup.
no way. Yeah, there's no way I could judge this guy. I think as far as a depth piece in the 5th round, cool. I'll give it a B.
Well, I mean, he can also play guard too, so it's not just the backup center. He's got some versatility. I would say B+, A-. For a 5th round to get that kind of backup, I think that was a really good move.
All right. Now, round 6, we took Kamal Hayden, cornerback, Tennessee. He was released after training camp. I'm giving this one an F.
Yep. Yeah, an F it is. I mean, it was a throwaway pick.
Well, is he on? Did he catch on with another team though?
I did not see that. No. He was drafted as depth at corner, but when you've got so many young corners, and I mean, honestly, our cornerback room looks really, really, really solid for the age that they are. And we know that the Chiefs don't like to throw a lot of money at the defensive backs. So I mean, he really didn't have much of a chance here, but good luck, Kamal.
All right. So in the 7th round, we took CJ Hansen, guard from Holy Cross. 1 games played, 1 fumble recovery. It's basically a guard that is he still on our practice squad or do we even know?
Oh no, he's still on the team. Yeah. I think he's probably going to be on the practice squad again, but yeah, he's still on the team.
All right. Grade?
I don't think I have one on.
C? I mean,
An
C
A.
is average, right? Yeah. So
I'll give it a pass fail.
yeah, that's probably more fair. When you're talking 6th and 7th round, I think you either have A or F at that point. You really do. You get Tom Brady or you get, CJ Hansen.
You get Pacheco in the 2nd round, even though I still don't think he's a superstar. That's an A 7th round pick, right? Like,
He has a heart
that's
of a
the type of
superstar.
thing.
Yeah, for a 7th round.
Well, and the stats he put up that first year. That's an A for a 7th round pick.
That's an A 7th round, but if it's 2nd round, it would be a C or a D.
Yeah. That's can't argue with that. All right. So we got through that pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to the 2023 draft. Round 1.
Well, hold on. So we've gone an hour and 23 minutes. Let's make sure that our guest is cool with sticking around for a little bit longer because this is going a little bit longer. You cool with staying, Brandon?
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
How bad you guys want to talk about FAU? So
Yep. And I know you do too, and I know chat does also.
I just want to hear Bob say his name.
Oh, Felix and Duque Azama?
That's pretty close.
Yep. I'm going to stick to FAU.
Yeah.
All right. So round 1 of the 2024 draft, or 2023 draft, we take Felix and Duque Usama. And that's FAU, as everybody calls him, defensive end from Kansas State. Sorry, I just got something in my throat. It might be
You
a
got a
Jayhawk
wildcat?
thing.
Hairball?
Purple.
You got a hairball
Yeah.
stuck in your throat.
Got a hairball. Okay, all right, got it out. I could have told you from the start that we shouldn't have drafted a Kansas State boy, but I don't hate on the Mizzou guys as much as I hate on the Kansas State people, just because Mizzou's gone. So, but yeah. FAU, I actually like him a lot. Like, I've watched interviews with him. I think he seems like a really cool guy. But dude, his stats in 2024 with 3 starts, 16 tackles, and 2.5 sacks. He started to come up a little bit towards the end of the of last year. But dude, FAU was a first round draft pick, and he should be doing more. I know we've got some stars there, and but I mean, Charles Omenihu hasn't played for the team for half of the last 2 seasons, and FAU had a chance to really make a statement, and he just hasn't. And this year he's going to have to, but if I give this a draft grade as far as first round, this is a D to me.
Yeah, I would say F at this point. I mean, he just can't stay on the field. We all hope that his potential will reach, a round 1 draft pick. But yeah, man, it's just a disappointing, almost a waste of a pick.
I think we should give him at least this year. Like, third year is when you hit your stride, like especially at the edge. I think that's when you start seeing everyone coming on. But for a first round pick, though, that's a whole nother. I mean, he should have had some of those techniques down.
Yeah, it's a bummer, and like I'm rooting for him, dude. I'm rooting for him because he seems like such a nice guy. He came on what's that? The most gorgeous girl in football coverage. What's her name? Oh gosh, chat knows. Like, she's literally like, she was like, I mean, she's like a Greek goddess. Like, what's her name? She first came about like 2005. Oh my gosh, what's her name?
I don't know.
Either way, she had him on her show, and man, he's just a really cool guy. So
Sorry, I got invaded.
He
just kicked the door in and came in.
Yeah. Brandon's got 2 ginormous dogs that are taller than me, and I'm 6'2", so that's pretty tall. But yeah, she had him on. He seems like a great guy. I'm rooting for him, but I just don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to pan out. But what do you guys think? And did you give me the grade? Sorry. Alcohol.
I don't think I really gave a grade, but yeah, it's an F for me.
Wow, an F.
Yeah. For round 1, man, it's just.
Yeah, it is bad.
We really screwed the pooch on that one.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I don't even know that I'd give that an F.
Oh, I give it an F for a first round pick running back. Like, you shouldn't even take running backs in the first round, and we did it. And
I think he helped out enough, though. He did pretty good.
Clyde?
Yeah.
Yes, Bob. Yeah, Bob doesn't. He's not a big Clyde fan.
No, I think he played like a. Yep. Yeah. I've said plenty about it on the show. You guys can go back to previous episodes, but Brian Parrott in the chat says that didn't sound like a Mastiff. Why don't you tell us what your dogs are?
They're Great Pyrenees.
That didn't sound like a Great Pyrenees, though.
Yeah. He's old.
I would ask Brian what a Mastiff sounds like. I'd love to hear the impression.
Probably more baritone.
Like that straight baritone voice, right?
Rough.
Rough.
Woof, woof. Baby.
This is a fun episode so far. Oh man, I should not drink before the episodes. All right,
Let's move on to round two.
Round two, we had Rashee Rice, and I'll just I'm gonna walk away and fill up my drink, and I'll just say A++. Besides the fact that he was an idiot and rented a Lamborghini and crashed it in Texas, but I would have given this like a B+ if he hadn't done all the things that I said he should be doing in this off season. He's been doing community service ahead of his whole court date. He's been doing everything that I said he should be doing to make sure he gets the least suspension possible. And I think he was on pace to be a top 5 wideout in the NFL last year. And to do that with the limited speed that he has, I'm giving it an A++.
I want to give this an A+ so bad, but just because of the limited action this last year, and I know it was an injury, and I know it was a Mahomes-caused injury, but still, I'm only going to give it an A, but I absolutely love the upside with Rashee Rice. I'll change that to an A+ so fast if he just comes out the gate screaming, which, that's what he did last season, so let's hope. What do you think, Brandon?
I mean, he's almost like the prototypical receiver. So he fits perfectly with Worthy, and
and he seems to have a relationship with Mahomes. It's almost like he's the wide receiver version of Kelsey almost. They have that ESPN thing going on between the two of them. They know where Rashee's going to be. They both know at the same time. So yeah, I think this season, if we could stay injury-free in that wide receiver room, this is going to be a whole different ball game that we watch this next season. So, A++, A, and A. That's awesome. So now let's go ahead and we'll move on to round 3 of the 2023 draft, where we drafted Wanya Morris, offensive tackle out of Oklahoma. He was as left tackle. I think a lot of people remember the problems that he had for those couple of games, but a lot of people didn't realize that he was injured. He had injured his shoulder at the time, and that's when he really fell off the cliff. I really think that had he not got injured, he probably would have been the left tackle for the remainder of the season, and I think the Super Bowl would have went a whole different direction had that happened. So I give that a B, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to give Wanya Morris, I got to give it I actually have to give it a B+, and I think Wanya Morris got kind of screwed by the Chiefs not being open about him being injured this last season. We know for a fact that he was injured, but for some reason the Chiefs didn't disclose that, and I think it makes him look a lot worse than he actually was. He came in there, and I mean, he did basically what Joe Tootie was doing until he got injured, and then it all went to shit. But then they didn't tell anybody he was injured, so he gets a bad look. But Wanya Morris, I think he's actually developing into a good lineman. And what a lot of people don't understand is dude, every year, this year, there's 2, maybe 3 offensive tackles that could be a left tackle in the NFL right now. And that's being generous. There's probably only 1. Most of the time, they have to relearn the game at the NFL level, and a lot of people just don't get that. The college game is so different than the NFL. That's why I don't watch college. It's because I think it's I think it's a substandard of what the NFL is, and I don't want to watch it. That's why I don't watch college.
There's a
And
reason that
so-
only 1% of the players go on to play in the NFL.
Yeah, so like I really think Wanye Morris was a good grab. I really do, and I think he still has a lot of upside for our team, and I'm glad to have him.
I hope you're right, because without Thuney, like we're gonna need him to pull some more weight this year.
Dude, I think King Suma, as Jason Dunn calls him on Chief Concerns,
King Suma?
is he definitely can't say.
I love that he's not even
Sumatia.
trying. He's just
Well,
like, all right, we're just going to
I just love that. Like it took me like 4 episodes,
Oh,
but
yeah.
by the end of it, I was like, Sua Matia.
Bob and I sat there for like 2 or 3 minutes one time just practicing saying it together. I'm like, Sua? He goes, Sua, Mata,
But-
Ia.
I think he's gonna be the left guard, but Wanye Morris could definitely do it too. I just think that Suamatia, people forget how much of a freak he was at the combine, and like his arm span is absolutely absurd. Like this guy is going to be a star. He's just like people forgot that like he was 21 when he came in the league. I mean,
The man can stand in a 3-foot deep pool and jump out onto the pavement. That's insane. I can't do that in 3 inches of water.
That is 3 feet is crazy.
Yeah,
That's like over the knees. Like
yeah. That's up to the cold parts.
all right, so Brandon, what's your grade on Morris?
I think a B would be where I'd go, and hoping he can become an A-.
All right.
Love it.
Tamari Connor, safety, Virginia Tech. Last year he was our round 4 pick. Last year he had 58 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 2 pass deflections. Now, I want to preface this. He took McDuffie's role in the slot this year, and he definitely struggled a little bit. But not as much as I think a lot of people say that he's struggled. He's still badass.
He made some plays.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm giving Shamari Connor a B.
I would totally agree. Maybe even a B+, like for the 4th round and what he's shown.
Yeah, that exactly. Yeah, I would say an A for a 4th round pick for him. Honestly, if that was a 3rd round pick, I'd probably say B. But I think he's definitely better than serviceable, and he's young, so he's just going to get better. So yeah, I love that pick in the 4th round.
And just like having to switch to the slot, like people don't understand. Like a safety is just not meant for the slot. I mean, it's just the slot is probably the toughest corner spot in the league, to be honest, and a lot of people don't give it credit. Like they're like, oh, that's your 3rd corner. No, it's your slot corner. It's your most important corner in today's NFL, in my opinion. So yeah, so round 5 was BJ Thompson, defensive end. He didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
F.
He's
Yeah,
still on the team.
yeah.
I think he's on the.
He was on the
squad?
roster for
Here
the
and
whole
there.
year. Yeah, he was on the IR list for a long time too. And it was kind of one of those things like that defensive end that took forever. Who is the defense? God, what's his name? Our defensive end across from Karloftis. I keep thinking of Uzoma, and it's not Uzoma because it's not FAU. Anyway, he was on the IR list for most of the year. He kept they were talking. Well, he might be coming back. He might, he might be another week or two, and it just kept going all season. He just never ended up coming back. So yeah, F.
An A.
Yeah, NA. It's probably. Well, hold on. I'm giving it an F.
You said
We have two
NA.
more.
Okay, I got it. NA. Got it.
Oh yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So round 6, Keandre Colburn, defensive tackle from Texas. 2024, 14 tackles and on 144 snaps with the Titans.
Now here's your NA.
Since he's since he's on the Titans, I say F.
Yeah, we
At least he got playing time.
Tackles.
All right. And then round 7 was Nick Jones, quarterback from Ball State. Was on the practice squad for the 24 season.
Mm-hmm.
Signed with the Giants this off season. Yeah, great. Yeah, fail. F.
Yeah, it's another NA for me. I mean, he's not on the team anymore.
Yep.
So.
If they're not on the team, it's an F automatically.
I'm just happy he got signed on to another team. Like,
yeah,
his family's got to eat.
Yeah,
like it would be horrible. It would be a triple F if they had went to another team and done well, right?
Oh yeah.
Like that would have been bad. All right. So Brian Parent says the last couple drafts have netted wide receivers, but not a whole lot else. I mean, no safeties.
Line.
Safeties. Hicks was huge. Connor was huge, I think.
Wanye could have been huge.
Yeah, but we have actually hit on wide receivers, which is weird because we haven't hit on that prior to the last 2 years. So,
I mean, definitely wide receiver was the big takeaway from the last 2 drafts. But I mean, we got some other pieces.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we do this time around because, yeah, and we're learning, guys. Like we love you guys helping us learn too. Like we've like at least for me, and I think Buck's the same way. I don't know about Brandon, but I've never really looked into the draft before the draft. It's always been after the Chiefs draft, I look into the players that the Chiefs drafted, and that's always been my way. But now I'm going to be watching the draft and really understanding a lot of the players that they might take in the early rounds. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I'm still not going to watch the draft. I don't have time to watch the draft.
Oh, I thought we were gonna.
Oh, that's a
stream
weekend
it
thing,
live.
isn't it?
Yeah.
it's like a 3-day thing.
Oh yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
All right.
Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday day.
Oh, nights. Okay. All right, we're good then. Did we talk about streaming that? Maybe we
I thought we did, but
Good
I mean,
idea. I like it.
yeah, it'll be something fun to go back and forth with people. Just like, it's basically, guys, we say this is a fan podcast, by fans, for fans. We're continuing to learn, and there's so much to learn in the NFL, and we're just enjoying doing it with you guys and hoping you guys are enjoying helping us learn and, maybe learning something from us too. But either way, this has been a blast. So hoping to keep it going.
Looking forward to season 2.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start ending this out. Just reminder: check the link in the description below. Come to the KC or the Youth Ambassadors of KC event at the Casual Animal Brewery. We would love to have you there. Me and Mel are going to be there painting on the 16th. I don't think Buck is coming, but we will be there. We'd love to, come up, say hi. And we'd love to meet you. We'd love you to, jump in. Remember, tickets are limited. You can still come if you don't have tickets to do the painting thing, but just check the link below to get tickets. And I'll throw this up here real quick if you guys want to just click that and
scan the QR code.
Yeah, scan the QR code and come hang out with us. And then on top of that, if you would like to follow us, you can find us everywhere at buckandbob.com. That's BUKNBOB.com. You can find all of our stuff there. Guys, help us out. We need comments. We need comments on the episode. We're going to do comment of the week, and we're probably going to do a giveaway. More information on that come next week. We possibly are having Tamba on for next week's episode, so stay tuned for that. There's no promises, but I think we're going to be able to do it. I just don't know if we'll be able to do it Monday. We'll have to, adhere to his schedule.
Yeah, we'll play around his schedule a little bit.
But just keep a watch out for that. And Buck, where can we find you?
As always, you can find me on Facebook, and you can also find me on Twix. It's at Buck_tastic. That's BUK_TASTIK.
And Brandon, can we find you on Twix?
No, not really, but I will be performing at the Denver Improv this weekend. 3 shows. I'm just kidding. I always wanted to plug my shit. No, but thank you for letting me come on, man. It's been fun.
Oh, okay. Thank you for coming, man.
Do you know what Twix means?
Yeah, I see it. Like, I see
Twitter and X combined. Yeah. Twix.
Yeah.
They should have bought that. It could have been Twix.com.
It would have been.
All right. Well, can we find you anywhere?
I'm not really public, so not yet. I don't know what's going on.
We'll post his address in the comments below, folks.
Oh, my address. Yeah. Don't forget my social in there.
It's 523. No.
Oh, that's close.
All right.
Shit. I'm just kidding.
That's my neighbor's house.
Yeah.
All right, you can find me on X at blazin_Bob. It's BLAZZIN_BOB. Let's get out of here, guys. Holy shit, this was a fun episode. Probably because I've been drinking.
Latest in the Menjay.
Why did I say that?